He said it like a decree, not a request, not a suggestion. My wife, the children, and her mother are moving in. They're cramped in the apartment. It's already decided. His tone carried no hesitation, no respect, just the dull confidence of someone who believed authority came with youth. My son, my only son, speaking to me like I was some unwelcome guest in my own home. I remember the quiet sound of porcelain meeting wood as I set my cup down. Calmly, deliberately, I didn't argue. I only said, "Of course, if that's what you've decided." He left soon after to bring them, his wife, their 2 children, and her, the mother-in-law who'd never once disguised her contempt for me. While he was gone, I started to prepare. There was a time when that boy was my world. I raised him alone after his father's heart gave out when he was 12. 2 jobs, sleepless nights. Every sacrifice made quietly, lovingly. He used to call me his hero. Said, "When I grow up, I'll build you a house so beautiful you'll never worry again." And he did build one on my land with my money. He just forgot whose hands laid the foundation. It started small, the way betrayal always does. His wife would visit and rearrange my furniture, criticize my curtains, call them old-fashioned. Then her comments became suggestions. Suggestions became decisions. And soon I was a guest. One evening, I overheard them whispering in the hallway. "She's getting old," she said. "Just let her be. Once the papers are transferred, we'll handle the rest." Papers. That word burned through me. The next day, I checked the documents. He'd been meeting with a lawyer behind my back, trying to transfer ownership of my house into his name. He called it future planning. That was the night something in me changed. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I learned. I studied property law, inheritance rights, and signatures, especially forged ones. For 3 months, I planned. Every night after he left, I sat in the quiet, not plotting revenge, but restoration. First, I went to a lawyer of my own. I rewrote my will, sold part of my land, moved every fund to accounts he could never touch. Everything I owned would go somewhere he'd never expect. Then I sold the house, quietly, legally, cleanly, to a private buyer. The sale went through 2 weeks before he made his grand announcement. But I didn't move out. Not yet. I wanted him to see what greed looked like when the mask slipped. When he came back that day, car full, faces bright, laughter spilling out of the doors. I was waiting by the entrance. His wife carried a bouquet, pretending peace. The children ran ahead, shouting, "Grandma!" And the mother-in-law, she smiled like she'd already won. They walked in, loud and sure of their place, until she, his wife, noticed the empty walls. No furniture, no curtains, no trace of home. My son froze. What happened here? I looked at him. "Oh, I forgot to tell you, I sold the house." His face drained of color. "You what? You can't do that." "I told you before." I said softly. "It was my house. But it isn't anymore. The new owners will be here tonight. We should leave before they arrive." He stepped closer, voice cracking. "You said they could live here." "I did," I replied with a faint smile. "And they can, just not here." He turned to his wife, desperate, ashamed. And in that silence, truth finally settled in. He had gambled on my kindness and lost. The mother-in-law's voice snapped through the air. "You tricked us." I turned to her, calm as ever. "No," I said. "I simply stopped being fooled." They left that evening, boxes half open, faces pale, pride shattered. He didn't look back once. I stood by the window, watching their car disappear into the distance. For a moment, there was a sting, not guilt, not sorrow. Release. I had given that boy everything, love, years, forgiveness. But I wasn't going to give him my dignity, too. Now I live in a smaller house. Quiet, clean, mine. Sometimes I still see his face in my dreams, young, smiling, calling me Mama. But when I wake, I remember his voice that day, cold, final. It's already been decided. And I smile, because yes, it was just not the way he expected.